moment, the Dutch just feel a little bit
down, but
they had a chance and they didn't shoot bad, but they just, so that was it. In the end, Peter's arrow being out by just 2 millimeters was the difference.
You raise a good point, Mike. It's running the gauntlet when you come to one of these stages on the Archery World Cup Tour. Just to reach this point is a major accomplishment, because you have to get through the field. These two young ladies did just that to get to the women's bronze medal match. Kristina Berger from Germany on the left, and Laura Longo, who we saw earlier in the women's team bronze medal match, back to try and pick up the medal that she missed out on before. As you take a look at the windsock here at Lindquist Field, and again blowing out of the west to the east. There's Kristina Berger. Kristina, ranked 11th in the world, and a remarkable story. This week she defeated Olga Bosch of Venezuela in the quarterfinals. She lost to Christy Collin of the United States in the semis, though. She shot a 5 in the fourth end, and that gave Collin a 4-point edge and really what she needed to win that match. Had it not been for that 5, who knows, maybe she's in the gold medal match. But she's taking on Laura Longo, who's ranked 5th in the world. Laura defeated Linda Ochoa of Mexico in the quarterfinals by 1 point, and then lost to Jamie Van Atta of the United States in the semifinals, 144 to 139. She also missed one of her shots in the fourth end, and that proved to be decisive.
Wow. It shows that the pressure's really been on this week. And I will say that in the team round earlier, Laura, she wasn't shooting great. So yes, I'm sure she's left that match. And sometimes you've got to do that. You've got a short period of time, maybe half an hour, to turn around. She's had a performance that wasn't great. She's probably gone over the practice field, and she's had to work through things with the coach, because the clock's ticking, and then 30 minutes later, you've got to step up there and do it again. And it's sometimes that's the hardest thing, to turn things around. So let's see how she's getting on.
All right, so Kristina Berger from Germany on the right. One of the remarkable stories. This is her first year on the national team, and in her first international competition in Antalya last month, she won a silver medal, and had she not missed on a shot, she might have defeated Albina Laganova.
Yeah.
Albina came away thinking, Kristina's going to be one of my chief competitors in the next few years.
When you want to arrive on the scene, that's the way to do it.
She really has. Prior to becoming a world-class archer, she was a world-class pistol shooter in Germany.
I was just about to say that, and also comment on there's so many similarities between the two. They're both aiming sports. They're both sports involving a trigger when it comes to compound archery, and we've always thought that the crossover between the two was more than achievable. You know, there was so much in common. I don't know her reasons for wanting to leave pistol shooting and move into archery, but just proves that the skills have been directly transferable, and she's started off a fantastic, successful career. And if you can jump in there, if you can get used to winning as well, which I'm sure she had from her pistol days, to come into it and get used to winning, I think that she's going to have a fantastic career in front of her.
So number 5, Laura Longo, with a great start, taking on the 11th ranked Kristina Berger. But a great shot for Laura Longo, who's had a little bit of an advantage, having been out here just about an hour or so ago competing with the women's team from Italy. And there's a 9 for Berger.
Yeah, at least she knew where to put a sight, although the conditions are constantly changing, so sometimes it doesn't help you. She's had to work out what's been going wrong and get back on track.
Leggermente a destra, ok? 9 pieno le 3, molto buono.
Laura Longo so far this year, a team bronze medal in Shanghai, a team silver medal in Antalya. And good grouping by Kristina. Just barely nicking that line, but it's a 10.
Few clicks on the sight there, I think. And all of these sights that you see at the front of the bows, they're all, most of them, all of them, when you can click them around less than 1/10 of a millimeter at a time. So just for those arrows being out there, she can just give it 2 clicks, and hopefully 0.2 of a mil will be enough to move the sight and bring the arrow into the tent.
We are in for some fun. This is going to be a heck of a match, as both of these archers scored 29 points on their first 3 arrows here in the women's bronze medal match. A 10, 9, and 10 for Laura Longo of Italy, who was 5th at the World Cup Finals in Istanbul and will be competing in Tokyo in the World Cup Finals this year as well. We'll also see Kristina Berger at the World Cup Finals. That's already been determined. She has shot so well in her first 2 competitions.
To make your World Cup final on your first season, that's if we had a Rookie of the Year, I think that'd be definitely going in her direction.
Kristina, just 24 years old, won a bronze medal this week in mixed team competition, was part of that German team we were telling you about earlier that won the bronze medal by defeating Mexico 155 to 150. Here you see Laura's Italian teammates, including Sergio Pagni up there in the crowd. So we're tied at 29 all, going to the second end. 3 arrows per end for each of these archers in individual competition, and Laura keeps the pressure on.
Doesn't seem happy with it though. But she doesn't have to be happy, she just has to shoot 10s. Just like that.
Gut gemacht und nächster.
Almost taken a previous hole out. Now look at the flags, they've calmed right down. It's just so variable in here. It's going to be difficult to keep the sight set.
Aspettala, non avere premura.
The chance for Berger to take the lead, which she does.
Gut.
By 1 point.
Und noch einen.
Ok. Sì, grande.
Great.
Good bounce back by Laura Longo.
L'hai tenuta bene?
Rebounds from that 9 to shoot a bullseye.
Un po' di fretta lì.
And with Kristina Berger outside the 10 ring, we're still tied up at 58 all now.
And sometimes the order in which the arrow, the score, even though a 29 is a 29, the difference between mentally shooting a 10, and then finishing on a 9, as opposed to shooting a 9 and then finishing with 2 10s, even on the scorecard, it all adds up to 29. You do walk away from the end feeling different, you know.
Sure.
So it's always great to finish on a 10. Just leaves you in a positive frame of mind rather than thinking, why did I do wrong? What do I need to do next time? You know?
It's like that last shot in golf.
Yeah, exactly.
If you can walk off the course and you've parred that last hole, you feel pretty good, even though you shot an 85.
I wouldn't.
By the way, what did you shoot this week?
This was my first ever round of golf.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, well, welcome to golf.
Yeah, and what a great place to start. We're at the Valley View Golf Course here in Utah, and it was beautiful, just the mountains all around us. And we actually went round with 1988 Olympic gold medalist Jay Bars.
Ah.
He's retired from the shooting side of the sport, still coaches Canada, and he took us around just for an afternoon away from. Ooh, yeah.
Wow. A 6 for Laura Longo.
She's going to have to shoot well to come back from that.
Great. Kristina Berger takes advantage.
Great work from her. She wasn't distracted by it. She got on. She done her job.
Dai ancora bene dietro. Distendi. Ok.
That 6 could be crucial.
She comes back and shoots a 9, but you can tell, you can see the disappointment on the face of Laura Longo.
All afternoon, she's not been her normal smiley, happy self.
Meanwhile, Kristina Berger continues to shoot 10s.
Tienila dentro. 9-9.
And right now, I think Laura Longo would like a mulligan.
I think for sure she would.
You got a couple the other day, I bet.
Yes, I did. We're going around the golf course, I did.
So a decisive third end, it would appear, unless something goes horribly wrong for Kristina Berger in the next couple of ends. But right now, she picked up 6 points after Laura Longo. You see the scores there. Laura Longo shooting a 6, 2 9s after that, but that 6 really, really hurting her chances.
Yeah, that's not her normal performance. She's a world-class athlete, and she normally is on the money, and today she's not having a good day, and sadly she's had two finals shoot. Or luckily she's had, you know, she shot great at the beginning of the week, but for some reason this afternoon she's just not firing on all cylinders. 6 points, the difference.
So we were tied at 29 all after the first end, 58 all after the second end, but a 6 on that first arrow of the third end by Laura Longo. And she has fallen 6 points behind Kristina Berger.
And even these 9s are going to, I feel, mean that she's going to fall behind some more.
Well, they start to add up, don't they?
Yeah, they do. They do when your opponent keeps doing that.
Ms. Berger relentlessly firing away and finding that 10 ring. Good to see Laura get back in there.
That'll certainly make you feel better.
Tienile dentro fino alla fine.
Und noch einen.
She's really on form.
Tienila. Sì.
Another 10 by Laura Longo, so she's bouncing back, coming back. But she needs some help right now from Kristina Berger, who does not seem to be so inclined.
No, I've got a feeling that 29 isn't going to be enough, and it's
Look
not.
at that. Runs the table right there with 3 straight 10s. You know, the interesting thing watching Kristina in Antalya, and we both were there, even when she missed on that one arrow, didn't seem to phase her all that much.
And that's maybe where the fact that she's an experienced athlete, not at archery, but at shooting, that's where the experience comes in. She's probably made those mistakes as a shooter, and now as an archer, she's already got the mental skills that she needs, and she is putting them to great effect. I'm sure come the World Cup final, because she's locked in, she
could be a major factor there.
It's the way she's performing here. I think she's got a strong chance for medal.
And of course, excuse me, one of the things to keep in mind, the significance of this stage, is that people are vying for positioning at the World Cup finals, and that will have some bearing on where they're seated and who they'll be matched up against once we get to Tokyo, Japan.
Absolutely, like I said, if you can qualify first, you then go up against number 8. And if you qualify second, you go up against number 7. So the better you qualify, technically speaking, the
better your chance.
The easier your matches should be. Not that they're ever easier. Yeah, the better your chance. But as we've seen so many times, that doesn't always work out.
The best laid plans of mice and men?
Yeah, sadly this week we had one of our own GB athletes, Naomi Folkart. She qualified really high. She had a fantastic qualifying round in the top 10. And then in the first round, she's taken out by someone ranked 90-something. You know, you can take nothing for granted in this sport. There's so much depth going down the field. You never know. You've always got to bring your best game to the table.
Both archers starting out with a bullseye and then a 9, and here's another bullseye for Laura Longo, who gets high marks for keeping her chin up after that tough shot on the first arrow of the third end. And there it is, Kristina Berger.
It's fantastic shooting. And if we look at that score, it'll be interesting to see how that compares up against the men. Because I've got a feeling that's a good score to lay down for the beginning of the day.
150 is perfection.
Yeah.
You can do no better. And she missed on only 3 arrows.
Yeah.
147 points against 140 for Laura Longo.
And one of those was her first shot, which was probably down to the sight and the wind rather than a poorly executed shot. So she's doing fantastic.
And really, when you think about it, had she even, when you take into consideration that 6, had it been a bullseye, had she scored 10, she still would not have had enough to defeat Kristina Berger today.
No. Kristina is just in fantastic form, true, absolute world-class form, and Laura's just not having the best day. She'll be back. She'll be back stronger than ever, I'm sure. She's a fighter.
So there's your final score, 147 to 140. 29s in the first 2 ends for Kristina Berger. And then